Here we go. Israeli jets streaking through the skies over Iran, hammering military targets, including missile launchers and Iranian nuclear facilities.
This as Iran continues firing missiles into central Israel and now warning if the U.S. gets involved, there will be, quote, serious, irreparable consequences.
And Mike Tobin is live in Tel Aviv with the latest for us. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Ainsley. Now, this is a nightly routine, but people here in central Israel were sent running for the bomb shelters in the middle of the night with more Iranian ballistic missile attacks. Two attacks came just after midnight local time. The IDF says some 30 launches of missiles were detected. The missile defense systems did their job. We heard multiple explosions in the sky over Tel Aviv. The IDF says that several missiles did get through, resulting in damage but no injury. Remarkable video from the sky over Jerusalem as a ballistic missile re-enters the atmosphere, creating a fireball in the sky. The IDF says no injuries as a result of that missile either. The IDF confirms one of the drones is down. Iran claims to have shot it down. Israel says no one was hurt, and the wreckage of the drone will not provide an information breach to the Iranians. Iran's supreme leader sent a message over Iranian TV. He refused President Trump's demand for unconditional surrender and threatened irreparable consequences if the U.S. gets directly involved. That was a threat echoed by a top Iranian diplomat.
We are totally ready to give appropriate response. We will start responding to the United States.
Israeli fighter jets were busy in the skies over Iran last night. They hit 5 attack helicopters that were on the ground, according to the IDF, as well as hitting production sites and launchers for ballistic missiles. Also hit some key nuclear enrichment sites on the ground in Tehran. The Israeli Air Force now boasts air superiority over Iran, saying that they have badly degraded the air defenses to such an extent they can fly over Iran without much risk of being shot down. Guys, back to you.
So with the Ayatollah's statements, does that make one think that we should worry about our assets in the region, Michael?
Well, you do see some repositioning of the missile launchers from Iran, which is not entirely clear if they are repositioning to aim at U.S. bases, say, in Iraq or some other locations. But clearly they're making those threats, and U.S. forces are on alert because of those threats.
Mike, where are those bases in the Middle East?
Well, you have bases in Iraq in particular. You have naval assets in the region. You have U.S. forces that have been in Syria. You have somewhere around 40,000 troops that are based in the region here, Ainsley.
And then you got Qatar, too.
Yep.
Mike, just to be clear, the Supreme Leader hasn't offered any type of recommendation of peace or to get back to the negotiating table to try to convince the president that he doesn't want a nuclear weapon, right?
Well, you have heard some Iranian representatives say that they're interested in a return to the negotiating table, but the Supreme Leader, you get more of this bombastic type statements coming out of him.
Yeah. Can you imagine the first time he leaves the country, it'll be in exile? There is talk that to move to Russia.
He could go to Russia. Yeah. Any word on that?
No word on that.
Okay.
Go get it, Mike. Thanks.
Mike, you called him Michael earlier. What do you prefer, Mike or Michael?
Michael, do you want to weigh in?
I'm more of a Mike.
Okay. His mom is the only one allowed to call him Michael when he's in trouble.
Did not know that.
Thanks, Mike Tobin.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
all right,
so
now
could have handled this in the break.
It just shocked me when you said it.
It was on my brain, too.
Yeah, we share everything with you, the audience. There's nothing you don't know. We're pretty open. We're pretty open. All right, now to another alert. The Trump administration is weighing options about how to respond to this growing conflict. And this is expected to come up at the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's Senate hearing in just over an hour. Peter Ducey is live at the White House with all the details for us. Hey, Peter.
Good morning. The Ayatollah is saying that he's not going to surrender, even though President Trump has publicly stated that the Pentagon has him in its crosshairs. The president says, we know exactly where the so-called Supreme Leader is hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out, kill, at least not for now. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Trump could order American forces to join the Israeli fight against Iran within the next 24 to 48 hours, according to a report by ABC News. President Trump had a call with Bibi Netanyahu after a classified Situation Room meeting about next steps. And the Vice President, J.D. Vance, has a message for people who can't believe President Trump would even think about joining this war. He is saying, I wanted to address some things directly on the Iran issue. First, POTUS has been amazingly consistent over 10 years that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Second, I've seen a lot of confusion over the issue of civilian nuclear power and uranium enrichment. These are distinct issues. Iran could have had civilian nuclear power without enrichment, but Iran rejected that. And of course, people are right to be worried about foreign entanglement after the last 25 years of idiotic foreign policy. There is a bull that Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
Fox News alert moments ago, Iran's supreme leader vowing to never surrender, threatening any U.S. involvement will trigger an all-out war with irreparable consequences, as Israel needs an American bunker buster, at least one, to destroy the terror regime's last untouched or virtually untouched nuclear facility called Fordo. Our next guest knows all about the Mideast war on terror. Decorated Navy fighter pilot Matthew Wiz Buckley joins us now. Mac, great to see you. Your thoughts about what our role should be to take out Fordo?
Well, good morning, Brian. Thank you for having me. This is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I am not a big fan of forever wars. Iraq, Afghanistan, some of our other skirmishes, but this is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. In Iraq and Afghanistan, we didn't have an ally that went in and completely decimated the enemy and softened up the battlefield. Iran is blind right now. They have no integrated air defense system. All of their sites are more or less open, and Israel has absolute air dominance. So if the president chooses, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to potentially change the course of history.
You're a Navy fighter pilot, unlike the Air Force fighter pilot that would fly the B-2s or the B-52 or the C-130. Do you believe that this could be a mission that could be completed and Fordo could be destroyed from what you know the bunker buster and busters can do?
100%, Brian. This is exactly what this weapon was designed for, to penetrate deep into the ground. Not to get too technical, but these bombs have different types of fuses and sensors on them to literally go through different layers, whether it's ground or concrete. You just kind of program that into the weapon. And once it reaches its designed, or what you set into that bomb, it's going to explode. So fairly certain the Israelis have done a decent job of softening up that target, opening up maybe a little bit of a hole for this Moab to come in.
How many do you think we'll need?
Don't want to get too much into that. Let's just say these will get the job done. The current chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Raising Kane, he's an old buddy of mine. One of the reasons President Trump really liked General Kane is because during his first term, he employed one of these massive weapons to take out a mountain of bad guys in Afghanistan. And, Trump kind of said, well, why haven't we done this up to this point? And I think Raising kind of just shrugged his shoulders and looked at some of the higher ranking folks. So one of the reasons I think General Kane is in place today is because he has the skill set and the wherewithal to potentially employ these weapons if the president decides to do so.
And the president doesn't want a ceasefire. He wants a surrender. So let me ask you something. People watching at home go, well, what is our problem with Iran? Maybe we just don't understand the culture. Do you have a different perspective?
These folks really need to study their history a little bit better. I was a teenager when they killed 241 U.S. Marines. Along the way, they attacked the Khobar Towers in Saudi Arabia, I believe, and 19 airmen were killed. And then as much as 608 Marines and soldiers were killed by Iranians during operations in Iraq. I don't know what further justification you would need. They have killed our Marines. They've killed our soldiers for decades, and we've never laid a glove on them.
And Iran he told the Taliban, we'll give you $1,000 for every American soldier you killed. And 17% of all deaths in Iraq of American soldiers were directly and at the hands of Iran, at minimum. So I hear you. They have been a problem, and Israel is doing the Western world a favor, and we could finish the job, and I hope we choose to do it. And thanks so much for your perspective. I appreciate it.